Now we know how to see the summary statistics, but sometimes we would like to know how the structure of the dataset looks like. So the command for that is str, the name of the dataset. What this command outputs is the very first line will give you what is the class of the specific object, followed by the number of rows and the number of variables present in that. From the next line onwards, it shows the names of the columns arranged subsequently, the class of each of the column, and few of the values, starting few values in each of these columns. So this command pretty much gives you an idea of what is really in there. Alright, now let's dive even more into detail. Let's see how to get the names of the columns in this data frame. So you can get that by call names of US. So these are the column names. This is a vector that contains the column names of this dataset. Similarly, there's a command for row names. So that gets you the row name. In case you want to change the column names like some other variable like this, I don't want to change the context here, so I just added an S at the end of these names and I completed the urban population variable name. So when I feed this into call names of US RS, the column names of this real data set itself changes. So now if you check the column names, call names of US RS is going to reflect the changes I have just made. Also, if you check now how to get the number of rows. As the name suggests, there's a similar sounding command for that. It's called n rows. So there are 50 rows, and similarly n call is going to give you the number of columns. So how do I access the very first element in this dataset? You can do that by feeding in the row and the followed by the column number as follows, like this. So the very first value stands for the row number, second value is for the column number. Press enter and you get the very first element. Also, like we had seen in the earlier video, the first few observations can be viewed like this using the head command. Similarly, the last few observations can be viewed using the tail. Suppose you want to subset the first two columns alone, you can do that like this. Or I will select all the rows, leaving the rows value as blank will select all the rows. C1, 2 is going to select the first two columns. Right, only murders and assaults is getting selected. Another way to do it is by dropping the third and the fourth columns will also give you the first two columns. So adding a -c here tells R to drop the third and the fourth columns, right? So doing that also gives the exact same data set.